Hey, what's up? This is Jason Drohn. Welcome to today's GSD Daily. We're going to talk about e-commerce for beginners. And basically, there's two different ways to get started selling physical product e-commerce things. You can either import them or you can dropship them. One is more complex than the other. One also gives you more profit margin than the other. What I really want to talk through is the logistics of both. So if you're selling something physical, if you're selling a physical product online and you're just getting started, one of the easiest ways to do it is dropshipping. So with dropshipping, you don't need to import your own stuff. You don't need to negotiate with manufacturers or sellers or any of that. You just list the product on your website for sale. And once it starts selling, the dropshipper then sends it to the end user. So you are the middleman. You collect the money from the customer, and then you pay the dropshipper their cut of it, and you are usually left with a couple bucks, or cents or profit margin or whatever. It's not a lot of money, but it is enough to get started. Now, this was my first type of business way back in the day. I was at Mercer's Northeast. I was going to college, and I loved trucks. So I was looking at a truck magazine, and there was one of those parts magazines, the part inserts, there was 8 or 10 pages of parts. And at the very bottom it said, for wholesale inquiries, call this number. And I was like, that's interesting. So I called the wholesale number, and they basically set me up with a wholesale account. So I got like 40% off of retail, no minimum buy-in or anything. So what I did was I set up an eBay store. What you did way back in the day, right? So I set up an eBay store, and then I started selling car parts, higher margin car parts like hoods, bumper covers, like that kind of thing for trucks. And it went pretty well, but then it was 2005-ish maybe, and then shipping rates started to go up. So at that point it was prohibitive, because basically sometimes they were shipping directly to the end user, sometimes they were coming to me and then shipping out from there, and there was no wiggle room from a shipping cost standpoint. So that's where it got rough. Like, it might cost $180 to ship a bumper cover to somebody, and then I was kind of left holding the bag in the middle, which is why it didn't really work out all that well. So that was my first foray into dropshipping from eBay. Since then, we have Shopify, we have WooCommerce, we have a lot of things that we're able to tie in to the websites to make dropshipping immediate and drop dead simple. Now, the other side of setting up e-commerce as a beginner is you can import products. So you can import products directly from China. You can buy stuff from craft stores. You can buy whatever. Like, you can source your own products. The easiest way to do it, at least from the comfort of your own home, is to go to Alibaba.com. So we're going to check that out right now. All right, so on Alibaba.com, it's a big publicly traded company, but their thing is they integrate with manufacturers in China. And it's basically like a Chinese physical product search engine, and you can hook up, you can get suppliers from Alibaba from China through a simple Google search and some messaging. Now, I will tell you that it's a little more complicated than that, but at the outset, this is kind of how we start. Now, for the GSD product line, actually just today, we decided we're going to start selling some sling bags, some bags, more bag type stuff from GSD. So we started looking for sling bags. So this is literally what transpired about 2 hours ago. It's still fresh in my mind, so we're going to go through it today. But basically, for sling bags, all you have to do is, let's say you want to start selling sling bags. You're just going to type sling bags for men, for women, women crossbody, whatever. We're just going to say sling bags for men. So now it is searching, and it is showing us these sling bags. So we can import from China a sling bag for about $4 a piece, $3 a piece, $2 or so. So we just find the styles that we like. There's a messenger bag there. There's another crossbody bag there. And there's a couple things to point out. The first is that we have our per piece cost, and then we have our MOQ, or minimum order quantity. So this is how many pieces we need to order, what a minimum order is, and then how much it is per quantity. And these aren't perfect all the time. So once you dig in a little bit, sometimes they're not quite as transparent from a pricing standpoint as you would like them to be, but that's neither here nor there just now. So what we want to do is, let's say we like this one. So we like this one, and this one. So this one I think is pretty cool. It's got charging and the AirPods there. So basically what we want to do is, if we're ordering 1 to 5,000 pieces, it's going to be $4.15. If we like this one, they're saying that we can get a sample for $100 a piece. Now the reason they overprice for samples is they don't want you to sell your samples. They don't want you to import 10 samples and sell those. They want you to import 1 sample and then adhere to their minimum order quantity, which is 100 bags or whatever. So that's why that stipulation is there. Now, the next step is we're going to contact the supplier. So we're going to start messaging back and forth and get a sample flown over from China to the US. If you are comfortable with placing a minimum order quantity, you can do that here, but we always start with the samples. We'll pay $100 per sample, or 50 or 35 or whatever, and just check the quality, check and make sure it's something we want, and then we will go ahead with a minimum order quantity. The same with this. Another nice little shoulder bag, so we can check these. This has a little bit of a customization option. There's some black, there's some camo. So again, prices are a little bit lower than the previous bag. $80 a piece for a sample, so we can get samples there, and we can also start our order or reach out to their team and start talking. Same here. So this bag is quite a bit cheaper, $1.21. For up to 199 pieces. The samples are $3 a piece, but you have to pay for shipping. So you can get this stuff all for pretty good prices. Now, what this doesn't account for is the landed cost. So how much does it cost shipping and freight and all of the things in order to get it landed and then sent to you. So those are some of the things that you don't see here. But if you have an idea for a couple products that you want to start selling, then this is a good way to get started. But we usually we start by bringing samples in, and then we sell the samples. We figure out what is selling and going from there. The other way to do it is sourcing it locally, selling through even for a loss the first 5 or 10, and then finding a supplier for it. So there's a couple ways there to get started, but what you want to do is you want to prove the concept first. Whatever you can do to prove the concept before you actually import is advantageous, right? Because you don't have 500 of something chilling in your garage without any real way to sell through it. So you always want to prove it before you start importing. One of the best ways to prove it is to get it drop shipped. So that's where some of the drop shipping plugins come in. You're able to start selling through quantity, and then you can substitute it for your own supplies. So way back in the affiliate marketing digital product days, what we used to do this. We used to promote an affiliate product, something that we wanted to create ourselves. We'd figure out how to sell that thing, and then we'd substitute our own product on the backside of that, and then we'd make money as an affiliate for our own product and keep what is 100% of the revenue, as opposed to splitting it with somebody. So that was a nice product. That was a nice process once we figured out how to sell that thing. Going back to our screen here, we have there's a couple of plugins for drop shipping. So if we want to import, that's awesome. This is how you can start importing your own products. Drop shipping is usually a better beginner e-commerce. It's a little bit more friendly from an e-commerce standpoint, but you don't have control over profit margins, nor do you have control over inventory. So this is something that you might want to think about. Zendrop is our favorite drop shipping plugin, but both for Shopify and for WordPress. We have used it quite a bit. Our clients have used it quite a bit. It works very nicely for, they have 50,000 products that you can import into your store and start selling through. A lot of those same products do come from China, so you're actually able to find similar products and import them directly, as long as there isn't any like NDAs or anything, but you're able to import them directly and start selling through them once you prove the model out. So this is a nice way to get started and then grow into more profitability once you're controlling your own supply. So that works nicely. WooCommerce has a dropshipping plugin at Ollie Dropship. There's another one, Woo Dropship, that you can start playing with. Dropship.me is another dropshipping plugin. There are no shortage of dropshipping plugins out. There's one called Dropify. So there are so many different dropshipping plugins that you can install. Really, it's a personal flavor. So you're going to want to try a handful of them out, figure out if you like them or if you don't. It's the best way to get started quickly, but importing your own products is going to give you the ultimate customizability maybe, for your e-commerce business. So it really just depends on what you want. If you are looking to sell supplements, you're looking to do energy drinks, you're looking to do any kind of customized blend stuff, there is lots of labs and providers who will do that kind of thing. You just really have to Google them and find out who a reputable provider is. And that's one of the things that our clients have really nailed, is they have good suppliers for a lot of different things. So a lot of times if somebody comes in and says, I want a supplement provider, I'll just go and ask the 3 or 4 clients who are selling supplements, hey, who are your vendors? And then they'll give me a list, and that's kind of where they start. So it's nice like that. If you have any questions at all about setting up an e-commerce business as a beginner, go ahead and ask them in the chat, in the comments below. If you would like to walk through what a solid upsell downsell flow, what a good Shopify store looks like, if you would like to optimize your own average customer value and basically getting your clients and customers spending more money with you, go to doneforyou.com/start, fill out the little form and book a call with me. And if you got any value from this, make sure to like the video wherever you're at, share it, subscribe. It's a big help. And that's it. So we'll talk to you soon.